I'm now joined by Jacinta Nampijinpa. Jacinta, thanks for joining me. Yesterday you helped announce that the Nationals were against this voice, a kind of Aboriginal-only advisory parliament in our constitution. Today the ABC aired the most savage attack on you, that you were a racist, the tool of the right, you were just out there to make a career for yourself. That was another one of Pearson's claims. You were someone hired just to punch Aborigines, and on he went. I know you're tough. I've been following some of the abuse you've copped in the past, but that had to hurt.
Look, to be honest, bullies like to project their own insecurities and their own inadequacies and their own failings onto others. And, you know, if you thought the voice was something to support, there's an example as to why we shouldn't support the voice, because it's filled with individuals like Mr. Pearson who don't know how to actually execute an argument in a meaningful way through debate, but instead attacks individuals. And look, Aboriginal politics is full of the tall poppy syndrome. It's full of people undermining other people, and now it's on display for Australia to see. I have been confronted with Aboriginal male bullies on a number of occasions. This is nothing new to me. Therefore, you know, for me, it's water off a duck's back. He showed his true colours as far as I'm concerned.
And it's not the first time the ABC's been complicit in that, of course. They've had to apologise to you before for some of the things they've aired about you. The denigration of you has just been astonishing. The ABC should have a hard look at itself. But what do you think the point of Pearson's abuse was, and of the ABC choosing to let him vent this morning for 17 minutes, mostly unchallenged and uninterrupted? Is it to shut you up, do you think, or shut up other people who might have been thinking of also saying no to this voice?
Look, I think it's probably a combination of both things. I mean, really, you have to ask Mr. Pearson, and you probably have to ask Patricia Carvelis why she seems to relish in the opportunity to try to pit Aboriginal people together, but also to allow the denigration of a woman before her. You know, the standard you allow, the standard, she's not just walking past this, she's allowing this standard, is a standard that you hold. And that speaks loud and clear as to how the ABC perceive, you know, Indigenous people with a differing viewpoint to the narrative that they like to push out there. I mean, seriously, they're a tax-funded broadcaster, and they're supposed to be providing a whole array of opinions on issues that are really, you know, for the Australian people. And I mean, this demonstrates why it's so difficult to actually get to the heart of the problem for domestic and family violence in Aboriginal communities. There are communities out there where bully boys run the show, and we don't get to hear from the victims in these places because of individuals like that. And this is what we should be standing up to and not promoting, and certainly not supporting, as the ABC has done.
Now, there was, going to play fair, there was one line in your tremendous speech, as it were, yesterday, announcing the Nationals' policy and why you thought it was so important. Only one bit that jarred with me, where you said that Linda Burney, the Minister for Indigenous Australians, was flying out in a private plane, which is true, to remote communities dripping in Gucci. Do you think you should have said that, or kept it on the facts, ma'am?
Well, I think it was actually Prada, not Gucci. So I stand corrected. It was Prada. I think the issue is, the point I was making is the fact that she's completely removed from the circumstances of Aboriginal people in remote communities, and she's playing catch up as the minister, and pretending to, you know, to understand what their lives are like. I mean, anyone knows, anyone from the bush knows, you don't go wearing designer clothes to the bush to talk to people. You know, if you're a people person, that's not what you do. And the point I was making, which has upset a lot of people, is that she is detached. She's removed from the reality of people in those circumstances in their lives.
Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, one thing I think everyone looking at you should should consider, that a lot of people are intimidated, including the whole Liberal Party, into opposing this Aboriginal-only Parliament. You've taken the risk, you've been smashed, you're still standing, you're still smiling. I really appreciate that. I hope you're an inspiration to many people. Thank you so much for your time.